Biggest thing were, did my family member yes or no? And if they did and it was permitted, why did they do that? And that was usually because they saved someone's life, or when they died, they had an insurance policy that paid off their debts for their family. But 98% of all suicides are not permitted. They weren't pre-programmed in heaven before they arrived. The
Interesting.
same as near-death experiences have to be pre-programmed on the other side. But
So these are pre-planned things.
yeah,
But
most near-death experiences and suicides that are permitted were permitted because it was already pre-programmed before they came into this lifetime. But with only 2% of all were pre-programmed, and that's okay. That's you had
but
to die
what
in order to do this. Like the man who saves his entire platoon by jumping on a grenade, killing himself and sacrificing
yeah,
himself to save the other people.
that might be
Or he
permitted.
steps in front of a bus to push someone out of the way, a woman with a baby, he gets killed because the bus hit him. He dies and goes to heaven. That's not. But the person who themselves because they thought they did wrong, or they got fired, or they lost their spouse who was having an affair, or whatever, or they lost all their money, that isn't permitted. So those
What
people
happens
have
to them? Yeah,
they
what
get
happens
caught
to them?
they get caught in between, and they have to be prayed out of it. And some of those souls have been told by evil voices that they're worthless, so they can, and they sit in neutral, sometimes inside the moon that captures them, or somewhere in a negative area or neutral territory. And some people are afraid to go home because they're fearful that they killed somebody and now God's going to punish them, so they don't want to go home. So they have all sorts of different things they have to find out.
What
They
what
have to
does
be able to
the
forgive
waiting
them.
room look like? Like what does this wait? Because wasn't you weren't you in like
I
the in
was in a
between?
sort of a waiting room before I went to heaven,
Yeah,
but their
yeah.
waiting room isn't going to be this way. A waiting room for somebody who's committed suicide is cold. It's
Okay,
empty. It's dark.
okay.
My waiting room was light and bright and filled with love all day and night. And theirs wasn't. Theirs is cold and there's no communication with the other side. You feel cut off when you come from God. So you have to pray the person out of that empty void. And a
Mm.
person that dies and crosses over and goes to heaven, or even the waiting room of heaven, you're going to meet angels and other beings, and the feeling is just indescribable.